All over the world sit men who are waiting, scarcely knowing in what way they are waiting, much less that they are waiting in vain. Occasionally, the call that awakens, that accident which gives the permission to act. It comes too late when the best youth and strength for action has already been used up by sitting still. Many have found to their horror, when they leapt up, that their limbs had gone to sleep, and that their spirit had gone too heavy. It is too late, they said to themselves, having lost their faith in themselves, and henceforth forever useless.
What up, my champions in training? It's Reemus here, and we're back on fire and fighting. The topic of today's video is the fact that we are running out of time. We are running out of time. Time is of the essence, and we're going to use Andre Ward as an example. So not too long ago, I was watching a post about it was on FightHack.com. Andre Ward giving Adrian Broner some advice about about how to get his mentality right. He was basically saying that time is of the essence, time is running out. You have to realize that as a sportsman, as an athlete, as a boxer, you have maybe 10, 15, 20 years max, but you have maybe just 5 to 10 years at the top if you're truly elite, and even less than that if you're just like the common world champion anyway. And the reason why this is significant is because if you don't have the understanding that time is running out, you don't gain time, you can only lose it. If you don't have that understanding, then you're not going to have the burning urgency to get things done. You're not going to have the type of urgency that's required to have tremendous success. Because this isn't about having good success or kind of great success. No, this is about having remarkable success, magnificent success. Why be in the game if you're not going to use it to the fullest advantage, if you're not going to dive as deep into this as you possibly can? Because there's so many champions, I wouldn't call them champions, there's so many boxers who could be champions that have great talent, but they don't have this understanding that urgency is required. You need to be urgent. You need to understand that you never know. The next year you could suffer a great injury. And if you do suffer that injury, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna wish that the time that you spent in boxing, which was a small time anyway, you're gonna wish that you used it to the fullest advantage, that you took advantage of the opportunity that you have to act on a passion. Because you have to realize, most people on this planet don't have a passion. Or at least they do have a passion, but they don't know what it is. Or they don't have the means to actually go after it. Or they're not in the situation or the mind space or the head space to actually dive fully into it or go for it. But you have to think, if you're conscious of the fact that boxing is your passion, what are you doing wasting time? You might think that you're someone who doesn't waste time, but if you've never had this type of talk or this type of if you've never had someone that's communicated this type of this theme to you, most likely you're someone who is wasting time. And this is especially important when you consider that if you don't live in a reality, if you don't live in an environment where everyone is a go-getter, whether he's in boxing or whether he's a musician or whether he's a writer or whether this person's just a businessman. If you're not in the environment where everyone is go-getters, everyone is like, why would I be sitting down watching Netflix for 3 hours if I have a passion that I can be working on, if I have an art or craft that I could actually be progressing in? If you're not around those type of people, most likely you're gonna be thinking in your head that I'm doing better than the other boxers that are in my environment, or I'm doing better than the athletes or those type of people in my environment, so therefore I must be doing good. But let me tell you something, there's someone on the other side of the world, or maybe the other side of the country, but he's out of your eyesight, You can't see him, but he's working every minute of the day or every hour of the day. I think that if an hour goes past and you haven't done something to progress in your craft, you've done yourself a great disservice. It should be the case that when a minute goes by, you're itching, you're like, oh my God, I'm getting withdrawal symptoms because I haven't, I've gone a whole 60 seconds without actually doing the thing that I love the most, without actually progressing in my sport. And you have to think, this is the hurt business. If you don't have that type of urgency, you can't complain in 5 years' time because it's coming. That time when the great challenge in the future, you don't know it yet, you're not conscious of it yet, but in 5 years, there's a monster coming for you. So better yet, make yourself the monster. Make you the person that other guy has to fear. Oh my God, he's on his way. Because as I was saying, there's another guy out there that's pursuing it with a great tenacity and urgency. And you have to think, I say that quite a lot, but you have to think that someone has to be the hardest worker or one of the hardest workers. So why can't it be you? Like, it has to be someone. Why can't it be you? So going back to the environment kind of theme, the thing is, don't watch people in your environment and say, oh, I only have to do, if I do better than them, I'm doing good. Because they might not actually be on an elite level or going for greatness. You have to actually be knowledgeable and conscious of the fact that there's another level. And that's why it's so important. And this is one of your missions, is to use imagination to go a step further than what is normal in your immediate reality. You're not going to be able to say, this is how far I should go, because if you've never seen the if you've never been around tenacious people, then you're not going to know that what you're doing isn't enough. So for that reason, you have to use imagination and say, what could I be doing, or what could another person be doing? Or you got to say, the person that I want to be, what would he be doing, and then actually do it. And if you're doing as that great person would do it many times, is that not now you? This ties into urgency, because none of this is possible without understanding that time is running out. You're on a clock. Maybe it's 20 years, maybe it's 15 years, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 5 years, but it's counting down. And the time that you just wasted, you can never get back. So the next mission is to make sure, to really make this actionable, be conscious of the fact that when you sit down to watch TV, you're never gonna get that time back. You could have used that time to watch boxing or do something that would elevate you in boxing somehow, or elevate yourself in the craft to some degree. There never should be a time when you're sitting down doing non-productive pursuits for long periods of time. Sure, you can have rest periods, but for a lot of people, and this is kind of normal in boxing, and I don't know how to believe it's just okay to chill. He trains for 2 hours and he chills. That's a joke to me. That is a joke. You should be immersed in boxing so much that there isn't a facet of boxing that you don't know about, or you're not a master, or you're at least not progressing in. So for example, instead of going home, why not stay at the gym? Why not stay at the gym and help the coaches out? Why not stay at the gym and help other boxers out? Because you're gonna, a great way to learn is actually by teaching others. This type of thinking is not what everyone does, so it's a bit creative, a bit imaginative, because it's not the norm, but it's also making the best of time and making the best of the little time that you actually have. So what else could you do instead of just going to the gym, and then even more so than helping out at the gym, staying, taking notes or whatever? Watch boxing. It's so surprising to me how much boxers don't actually study boxing. I'm not talking about just watching boxing, it's all fun. I mean actually studying it, to take lessons from the mistakes and the strengths of another guy. And that's the whole point of my other channel, Reemus Boxing. It's not just so that we can watch it and be entertained by it, but it's so that we can actually progress in our intellectual understanding of the fight game, because the fight game is a skills game. If you do these type of things, if you be more imaginative with the ways that you can actually utilize your time best, then you're using up the quality of your learning is actually going to increase. The rate in which you progress is faster than other boxers, which is going to push you out amongst the crowd of other fighters, because everyone else is training to the same degree, expecting that they're going to get better results than the people that they're doing the same thing as, which doesn't make any sense. So the best way that you can, or one of the best ways that you can get ahead of everyone else, is by utilizing the time better than everyone else. When other people are not working, you work. When other people could be being more efficient with their time, that's where you come in, that's where you make the difference, and that's where how you're going to end up to be a different fighter. So I hope this helped you in some way. I hope you're going to be more urgent with your training and use your time more effectively and efficiently. Don't waste time, and I hope to see you in the next video. So that's Reemus. I'm signing out.